So the next problem is about plant expansion. So plant expansion kind of problems is where the company will have an existing capacity and it will move on to a new capacity. And this we have to find out whether there's an increased contribution because of the new capacity or not, or increased profitability because of the new capacity or not. So it is always a simple problem. So we can finish it off in few minutes. A company is considering expansion. Fixed costs amount to 5,25,000 and are expected to increase by 1 lakh when plant expansion is completed. So fixed cost is going to increase. The present plant capacity is 1 lakh units per year. Current capacity will increase by 40% with the expansion. Variable cost currently is 7 per unit, is expected to go down by 0.5 per unit with the expansion. So variable cost is going to go down, and the current selling price is 15 per unit and is expected to remain the same under each alternative. So it's going to be the same. What are the break-even points under either alternative? Okay, so he's asking us to tell what is the break-even point. He's not asking us to find out the profitability. He's asking what is the break-even point. So break-even point you can work out in either way you want, units or amount. So the question does not specify which one it is. You can work out anything which is like quite easy. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with okay, so what we'll do is we'll start working with the format. So we'll start from particulars. Particulars and amount. So however you want, you can do this. Okay, so we can work out BEP before BP, or we'll put BP current BEP and BEP after expansion. So we'll take two headings and we'll work it out. So either way the formula is going to be the same, fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So fixed cost by contribution per unit is going to be the same. Okay, the formula is going to be the same. So we'll work out both. So the fixed cost is going to increase, right? The fixed cost is going to increase. How much? It is currently I think we'll work out here itself. Current and after so selling price per unit, variable cost per unit, we'll get contribution per unit, then we'll get fixed cost amount. Okay, we don't need to have profit. So selling price is currently 15, after also it is 15. Variable cost is currently 7 and it will go down by 0.5, so that will become 6.5. and the contribution per unit we have to find, so that would be 8 here and it is 8.5 here. Fixed cost is currently 5,25,000 and it will increase by, and it will increase by 1 lakh, so it will become 6,25,000, right? So that's about the numbers. So we can directly get the BEP. So currently it is 5,25,000 divided by the contribution per unit is 8. So we need how many units to break even? So we need this much of units to break even, and for the after expansion it's going to be 8.5 per unit, and our BEP will be this many units. Okay, so we can say that BEP after expansion increases to 73,529. BP after expansion increases to 529. Okay, so we have to say the company should have the demand to sell these additional BEP units. Okay, so additional BEP units would be, we'll just like work it out. Okay, so additional BEP units is 7,900 units they have to sell. Okay, so we can say that the company should have the demand to sell 7,904 additional units. Okay, so if they have the market to sell, I think they can produce, but if they are unable to sell this additional units, they should not even like think about expanding, because of expanding their fixed cost goes up. If they are unable to meet this number of units, okay, if they are unable to meet this number of units or sell this number of units, they will incur a loss. Okay, so at only when they sell 73529 after the expansion, they will at least have no profit, no loss. Okay, so that's about this problem. So we'll move on to the next one. So the same problem you can also work out through units. So you can find out the fixed cost divided by PV ratio and you can do it. Your answer will be in sales, but however you work out, okay, the logic of it remains the same. The logic of that the BEP will be a higher number after expansion will be the same. Okay, that logic will be the same. So number wise they might change, but logic wise they remain the same. So that's about this problem. We'll move on to the next one. So the next problem here is price fixing. Okay, we are using marginal costing to fix a price. So we'll start from here. So Bajaj makes an average net profit of 4 per unit with a selling price of 16. Bajaj produces and sells 80,000 units at 70% of the potential capacity. Okay, so they are like producing and selling only 80,000 units. Okay, and it is only 70% capacity. The cost sheet is as follows. So direct material, direct wages, works overhead. It's partly fixed and partly variable. Sales overhead, again it's a semi-variable. During the current year, Bajaj intends to produce the same number but anticipates that the fixed charge will go up by 10%. Okay, all the fixed costs I think will go up by 10%. Direct labor will go by 20%, and direct material will go up by 5%. Selling price cannot be increased. Okay, that cannot be increased. What he wants is, in this changed environment, Bajaj obtains an order for a further 20% of its capacity. Okay, what minimum price will you recommend for accepting the order to ensure the manufacturer has an overall profit of 2 lakhs? Okay, so the company wants to have an overall profit of 2 lakhs, not only for that order but for the entire company. They want to have that profit. Okay, so to do this problem, we have to find out what's the existing profitability and its changed profitability because of these changes, and what would be the profit what is the price they have to charge for this new order. Okay, so we'll start. So we'll try to find out what is the profit after the, or what is the expected profit. Okay, you can put it as expected profit for the current capacity. So first we'll find out that. So we have to find out sales, then variable cost. So there are like many variable costs. So there is direct material, direct wages, then we have works overhead, then we have sales overhead. So we have all these things. So all these are variable, right? These are like variable costs, so we can put it as variable. And then we have fixed cost. So fixed cost would be works overhead and sales overhead. Okay, so these are the numbers. So we'll start with the workings here. So first we'll put the workings. So the company is selling 80,000 units at a price of 16. Then they have some we'll find out the total variable cost, and then we'll multiply that number. So direct material is 3, wages is 2, works overhead is 60% of it is fixed and 60% is variable, so we can put it as 3, right? So it is 6 into 0 0.5, so it is 3, and sales overhead is 1 into 0.25. Okay, we can put it as 0.5, or we can also put it as 50%. That won't be a problem. Here also we can put it as 25%. Okay, so the answer would be 0.25. See, we got that. So this is like currently this is the costs. Okay, these costs are going to increase. So first what we'll do is we'll find out the numbers as they are, then we'll increase them. So again, works cost is 50%, it is fixed, and sales overhead is 75%, it is fixed. So right, so it is 0.75. So it's done till here. So now we have to find out, see, we have done the workings, so we have to increase these costs a little bit. So this is the current, okay, this is the current amount. I think we can put it as, this is the current profit. Okay, if you want to work out the profit, this is the current calculation. we'll put the expected here. Okay, we'll put the expected here. So he says the fixed charge will go up by 10%. So whatever the fixed charge here, it will be up by 10%. So it is 3.3 into 110%. Okay, it's going to increase, right? So it's 110%, and this is also a fixed charge, so that amount is 0.75. that is also going to increase by 10%. So that's about the fixed charges here. Direct labor will increase by 20%. So labor is here, so that is going to increase by 20%. So it will be 120% of this number. Then he says direct material will increase by 5%. So we'll start. Direct material is 102. It will increase by 105%. So we can now find out the profit. Okay, we can find out the profit per unit. This is actually 16. So direct material will be this number, wages will be this number. So these costs are not increasing, we can just take them as it is. Works overhead is also going to increase, and selling overhead is also going to increase. Okay, so whenever they give fixed cost as per unit, okay, it is relevant only for that particular units. Okay, it's relevant only for that particular units. Any units you produce thereafter, okay, okay, you don't need to consider any increased fixed cost. So fixed cost will not come for any additional units. Okay, only for the existing units they would have given you the amount. Okay, so we will get our contribution here. So contribution per unit will be okay, it is 7.2. okay, they are getting 7.2. and profit, so all these are in per unit. We can also put it for amount. We should put it for amount because 7.2 is per unit and we need it for 80,000 units. What is the amount? So 80,000 units, it would be, so this is a contribution for the company. The same logic applies here. So fixed costs is actually both these numbers put together, it is 4.455. So this is the fixed cost. So what would be the profit? See, you should not work out after contribution per unit, you should not work out in per unit, you only have to get the whole number. So your contribution amount minus your fixed cost will give you the profit. So this is the profit. Okay, so the profit itself comes to 2,19,600. okay, it comes to 2,19,600. so here they have put as 2 lakhs. I think there might be some kind of a problem. So what we'll do is, if you want, we'll amend it a little bit so that we can show you how the sum works. Okay, so I think we can a little bit change the question. So rather than putting it as 2 lakhs, we will put it as 3 lakhs. Okay, so assume that they want a 3 lakh profit. Okay, let's see what happens now. So the company already has 2 lakh 96 2 lakh 19,600. So the required, the target profit is 3 lakhs, right? It's 3 lakhs. So I think we can take it both these here. Okay, so we'll try to find out what is the export price per unit. Okay, so the profit is currently, so we can put it as currently it is 2 lakh 96 and the target is this. So the required profit from export is this amount. Okay, so they need this amount of profit. So to find out required profit kind of problems, okay, we have this formula. So you can find it out in units, or you can also find it out in amount. So required profit equals to fixed cost see, the company has already, okay, they will put here the required profit is 80,400. Already the company has recovered its fixed cost. Okay, the company has recovered its fixed cost. So the only thing that they require now, okay, that they require now is to recover the variable cost. Okay, so what is the minimum price that we could price for this order? Okay, that's what he's asking. What would be the minimum price? So the minimum price should be our variable cost. Okay, we can't go lower than our variable cost. Okay, so units, okay, units for export that we have to find out. So units for export is, currently the company is having 80,000 units. Okay, 80,000 units, but that 80,000 units is a 70% capacity. What we want is the company is going to sell the additional 20% capacity only they are going to sell. Okay, so this will give you the total number of units that is going to be sold in the order. So they are going to sell 22,857 units are required for exports. Okay, so this is what the profit we want. Okay, and let's see what can be the selling price. Okay, so can this be the selling price? Okay, the minimum selling selling price per unit okay, can be this amount divided by this amount, okay, and it comes to 3.57. Can they sell at this cost? Okay, see, the answer is no. Required profit is this much, and they just want this much of profit, and this is the total number of units which is being sold. Okay, even if we price at 3.5, we can meet this profit. Okay, but can we price? Okay, see, our variable cost per unit, that itself comes to, I think we've added all of them put together, I think it comes to 8.8. okay, so all our variable cost, okay, if you want we'll type it here, 3.15 plus 2.4 plus 3 plus 0.25. All of these variable costs put together itself, to produce the product itself, it takes 8.8 per unit. Okay, so the selling price that they are asking, okay, that that we want, okay, cannot be at 3.5. okay, so this is the profit per unit that we can have. Okay, this is the profit per unit. We can't say this is minimum selling price. This is the profit per unit that we can have. Okay, minimum profit. Because see, the customer has not told any price, they are asking what could be the price. So this is the profit per unit that we require, okay, to meet the final profit. Okay, and it takes 8.8. so the total, okay, or else we'll put like this, the selling price or the minimum selling price per unit can be this. Okay, you can add both of this, you will get the answer. So it could be 3.5175 plus 8.8. so to make the product it takes 8.8 and we need a profit of 3.515. so both put together we need at least this price, okay, to make a profit of this much. Okay, so we'll do the sum in reverse, you will get an idea now. I'll explain the sum in reverse. So you can see that the company wants to sell some extra units, okay, as through export. They have to minimum charge 12.3. Why should they charge 12.3? Because 8.8 is the variable cost of making the product and 3.5 is the profit they need per unit. Why do they need 3.5? is the required profit, okay, is 80,400 and the total export order comes to 22,857. How did we know the total export order is 22,857 units? 80,000 is the 70% capacity of the company and 20 is the required capacity. So multiply with that and we get this number. So the required profit is how we got this. We got it from the company wants to have a target profit. The current profit is 2,96,000. The difference between that it is 80,400. So the current profit, okay, how did we find out is we have tried to estimate it. Okay, we already have some cost. That cost is going to increase. So we can't say it is current profit. Okay, we can say that it's a expected profit. Okay, so I think we can put it as expected profit. So it's expected for profit for the current capacity. So this also is expected profit, not current profit. So that's about this sum. So it is a lengthy sum, even though the question seems to be like very small. The answer that it requires, it's like quite lengthy. So to do marginal costing problems, you have to be like very flexible in terms of how to uh, use the formulas, okay, and use your logic. Okay, so the more the sums you do in marginal costing, the better you will become. So that's about this problem. We'll go to the next problem.